Hey, this is Chuck Lavazzi, the Senior Performing Arts Critic at 88.1 KDHX, and I am here virtually in front of the Dot Zac in Grand Center, and that's because the guy on the call with me here, Joe Hanrahan, has a show coming up there. In just a couple of weeks as we're speaking now. It's April 26th. He's got a show coming up there and many more after that. And we're going to talk about that, all about the Midnight Company, their coming season, their coming 25th anniversary season, and a little bit about their history. Joe, welcome to Chuck's Culture Channel.
Hey, thanks, Chuck. Great to be here.
This is Midnight Company's 25th season. Why don't we open up by telling people a little bit about the Midnight Company if they don't know about it?
Sure. We got started 25 years ago when there were really not too many theaters in town, except the big ones we always have known about. But
Yeah.
there's been an explosive growth since then of theaters. But we thought there was a place for us then. Dave Wasilak and I started the
Mhm.
company, and we our early focus, I think continues to be the focus of Midnight after all this time. We do small shows, small casts. I'm sure you can find a lot of witnesses very guilty of doing far too many one man shows, but it's really been the uh, uh, a kind of a way for us to continue to do stories. We like to present interesting stories. We've done stuff that's almost always new to St. Louis, almost always, and we've been writing more and more, presenting brand new work here. We kind of got known a little bit early for just being able to do theater anywhere, and we did. I mean, we did it
Hmm.
in pubs and museums and you name it, anywhere, TV studios. Over the last couple of years, we've kind of settled in our old age into doing most of our shows at in the Grand Center, like at the Dot Zac. We're a resident company of the Kranzberg organization, as well as the chapel. And so we've continued to work. A lot of companies were kind of shut down recently, but
Hmm.
we kind of worked even more. I think we did the only show during the pandemic in November of that year. We did a one man show because Kranzberg and the city kind of just wanted to try something, and so we did.
Hmm.
Went safely, but small. And then last year we did 6 shows. Kind of 3 on our regular schedule, and one at the Fringe and one at the theater crawl, and what else did we do? I guess we did 4 shows. We did 4 shows as part
Yeah.
of kind of a regular season. So it takes us into our 25th now, and we've got 3 more coming up.
Yeah, and one of the reasons Midnight's able to do this, of course, is because, as you said, you do small cast shows, often
Yeah.
one-man shows, which are usually yours. In fact, you started off, didn't you, really with Eric Bogosian stuff originally, as I
Yeah,
recall?
Eric
Yeah.
Bogosian is somebody I'd done a few times prior, and when Dave and I started the company, we just jumped right into it with another one of his. And since Midnight has done a couple others, and there've been a few other playwrights who don't specialize per se, or they do a lot of wide work, but they've done a number of one man shows. I found a few different guys I've really liked. Will Eno, I've done a couple of his.
Yeah.
Connor McPherson, I've done 2 of his, and then a Canadian playwright named Daniel McIver. I've done 3 of his, and I've kept finding new great stories all the time, and just because they're one person, I didn't neglect doing them.
Yeah. I, but of course, the main thing about Midnight, I kind of got knocked myself off topic there, is because you guys do really small cast shows. So yeah, that's one of the ways you could survive the pandemic, is because you don't have a cast of 10 or 12, and you don't need a big theater. You can do a midnight show darn near anywhere, as you have done.
Yeah, indeed,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
So tell us about what you've got coming up in your 25th anniversary season, because I know as we're speaking now, it's April 26th, and you have a show opening in May.
Can I kind of start from the back because that's how they
Sure.
popped up. Uh, in October, we're doing a show called St. Louis Woman, and that was
Yeah.
the first show that kind of got on our radar. I met a singer in town, a woman named Laka,
Yeah,
Laka.
she's appeared at the Blue Strawberry many times here in St. Louis. Yeah.
She's an incredible singer, And as we, we got to know each other, she came to see some shows, and she wanted to like incorporate more of a theater thing, more of theater feel, or even theater into what she did. She wanted to broaden her skills, and so we came across this. We developed this concept. It's a one-woman show. It should be supported by a live band and projections that will help tell the story. But we want to tell the story of popular music in St. Louis from around 1900 to almost now, as the music that was delivered by and also about St. Louis women, not just women, but some of the art too. So we start with Frankie and Johnny and St. Louis blues, songs about St. Louis women that put the city on the map. And we move into Willie Mayford Smith, who was the godmother of gospel singers. She lived here and just, spread gospel through the country in the 20s and 30s. Josephine Baker, who was from here and then went on to worldwide acclaim. Billie Holiday, who's not from here, but played here a lot at a place called the Plantation Club. It was up on Del Mar. It was white audiences and the best Black musicians of the day. We're going to Tina Turner and then Fontella Bass, Annie Peebles, and with their big hits. And we'll end with a couple of women of other art forms, Catherine Dunham and Maya Angelou. And so in that way, we think we're telling a kind of a unique story of the women of St. Louis, the art that kind of propelled them, and kind of and how I think their life in the city and their life in general kind of helped build their strength and and their power. So we're doing that in October, and then and we knew we were going to do that first, and then in July, there was a script that kind of came together, a script I've been sitting on for about 3 years. It's called Rodney's Wife by Richard Nelson. Now, Nelson isn't widely known, but he's a very prolific playwright. He's over the last 10 years, he's done 3 trilogies of full-length plays. So 9 plays he's written about 3 separate East Coast families, literary entertainment world kind of folks, or that kind of life. He actually got a lot of attention during the pandemic. He did a Zoom, a 4th version of one of his shows featuring kind of an all-star cast. So, but anyway, he wrote this show. It's about 10 years old. The thing that first caught me about it was the setting. 1962, Rome, Italy. It was the most exciting city in the world at the time. The movies and U.S. movies had poured all the money in. The city was just coming back to life. Fellini was advertising it with the sports cars and the blondes and the, jumping in the fountain. So it was really exciting. It was going to be London in a few years with the Beatles, but at that time it was Rome. So I read that description of that play and I said, man, I hope I like this play because I love the setting. And I love the play. It's called Rodney's Wife. Rodney is an American movie star. He's in Rome to do one of the first spaghetti westerns, and he's got his family and his extended family with him. They're in a villa for about a day and a half. That's the course of the play, and it hits the ground running and it never stops. It's a really hard, human, emotional drama. Different people at different parts of their lives, all wanting something different, all packed in this little villa in the middle of this big town. So that's in July.
Okay.
And then I knew, as a Kranzberg resident, I know I got stuff coming up, and so I knew I had a show scheduled in early May, and I had to come across something. I was looking at different things, and I was actually looking at this material as a book. I thought I could write this thing as a book. These were true stories about these experiences in our area. But then I came across a biography called The Believer about a guy named John Mack. People may have heard of him. He was a Harvard professor who, after a very distinguished academic career, he ran even as a psychology guy, he won a Pulitzer for writing about Lawrence of Arabia, a book about him. And so he's a very accomplished man who late in his life, through he ran into friends doing this, he got involved in investigating alien abduction victims. And he became a huge proponent of research into it. And so that kind of inspired, hey, I could do this as a show. And that's what our show is, Anomalous Experience. We subtitle it A Modern Ghost Story because I believe that it has all the trappings of a ghost story, except it uses current technology. But the show is a simple show. It's a psychiatrist who has 2 different people that he will show you his results of his work with them and his investigation into their perceived alien abduction. He will give a perspective on it. He will give some alternate answers. He will try to present it, but try to present a topic that he feels is worth taking a good hard look at.
So that is the season for 2022, the 25th anniversary season. But I
Yes.
think before we wrap up here, I want to talk about something that happened in your last season because you did what for you guys is a big cast show, 5 characters.
Yes, even though we're gonna like top that out with the Rodney show in July with
Mm.
6. We had
Oh
such good
boy.
luck with 5. We'll go with 6. It's like turning the speakers up to 11. Yeah, yeah. We the show It Is Magic
Hmm.
is a show by Chicago playwright Mikkel Maher, and it's the third of his scripts that we've done. One of them was a one-man show. One of them was called Hunchback Variations, which was a
Yeah.
kind of a, we did that several times. It was kind of a running hit for us in St. Louis. This one was called This Is Magic. And I went up to Chicago to see the premiere, and we actually had it scheduled for fall of 2020. But with the pandemic, we were lucky to be able to reschedule it for fall of 21, and lucky to
Which is when I saw it. Yeah.
yeah, lucky to hold the whole cast too with us, except for one. We had to replace one cast member.
Okay.
Suki Peters directed. It was a cast of 5, but it was an amazing script, an
Yeah.
amalgamation of Shakespeare and kids nursery rhymes, and all the while it explored the seamy underbelly of the St. Louis, not St. Louis, the community theater scene, and. And so, but in terms of the awards that happened, that show was nominated for everything. All 5 of the actors were individually nominated. We
Yeah, and
were
I'm going
nominated
to
for
pause
best.
right now because we
Yeah.
should let people know what awards we're talking about.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Because
I thought
outside
you
of
were.
St. Louis, they're not going to know.
Yeah.
We have a what's called the St. Louis Theater Circle Awards here in St. Louis. In fact, I'm on the I'm part of that group, and every year we do awards, outstanding achievements in various areas for theater groups. And for our last set of awards, you guys really cleaned up.
We did for a little bitty us. I mean, I remember the post headline. It was like the top award winners were the Muni, the Black Rep, and who are these? Who are these people?
Who are these
Midnight.
guys? Yes.
But we won them. But we were nominated for one. But I mean, this It Is Magic was nominated for everything. Each actors for outstanding performance, outstanding ensemble. Suki Peters, outstanding director, outstanding comedy. So a bunch of stuff. I think 8 awards overall, but we won I don't know 3 or 4, and then we won a couple others for. I won one for best play,
Hmm.
best new play for a show we did in December called Tinseltown. And Ellie Schweddy won for Best Actress in a Comedy for performance in that play. Rachel Tibbets was nominated for director, did not win for that, but we were very pleased that our work was recognized, of course.
Yeah, a great way to celebrate your 25th anniversary
Indeed,
season,
yeah,
right?
it
But
was. It was great timing, and actually, the award announcement happened on my birthday.
oh, I don't
So
think I
I
knew that.
so
That's great.
I kind of had to stick around home. I couldn't get out to. There were a couple of little gatherings of groups watching them. I had to miss that, but it was a good day.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to wrap this up, but first I want to remind everybody that if they want to find out more about the Midnight Company, just look down here in the description of this video and you will see a link to the Midnight Company's website. You've got a show coming up in May of 2022, another in July, and the season closes in October with St. Louis Woman.
Mhm.
You can find out all about that at the link. Once again, I've been talking here with Joe Hanrahan, playwright, actor, and luminary on the St. Louis theater scene for more years than we will care to discuss, Joe.
And now a star of blogs.
Yes, and now on YouTube.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so by all means, check that out. Take a look at more information below. And Joe, thanks very much for taking a little time to talk to me here.
Thanks for giving the time. I appreciate it.
And all you out there, this is Chuck Lavazzi for KDHX FM and Chuck's Culture Channel. See you next time. Bye.